I used to believe fear was something you could outrun, that if you walked fast enough, worked hard enough, smiled long enough, it would eventually fall behind you, too tired to follow. But I was wrong. Fear doesn't chase you. It lives with you. It whispers in your quietest moments, waiting for the sound of your silence to return. I remember the night I finally met mine. It was winter, the kind that steals the color from everything. The streets of my small town were empty, except for the fog that hung over the lamps, glowing faintly like dying stars. I was walking home after another long day of pretending to be fine. People saw me and smiled. I smiled back, but inside, I was drowning in thoughts I couldn't name. For years I carried that silence like a second skin. Fear of failing. Fear of being seen for what I truly was. Fragile, uncertain, lost. I told myself I was strong because I never cried, never spoke about what hurt. But strength built on silence is just a fragile wall waiting to break. That night, as I passed the old bridge, I stopped. I don't know why. Maybe it was the sound of water below. Soft, restless, honest. Maybe it was the way the cold air stung my lungs. But something inside me broke open, and I whispered, barely loud enough to hear myself. What are you so afraid of? At first, there was only the echo of my voice. Then, for the first time in my life, I heard an answer. It wasn't from the outside. It was from within. You, it said. It was strange, hearing my own fear speak. It didn't sound cruel or loud. It sounded tired, like something that had been waiting too long to be noticed. I closed my eyes and listened. You keep running, it said. You keep pretending you're brave, but you never look at me. You hide behind your work, behind your smile, behind everything. But me. I stood still, the wind wrapping around me like a question. For the first time, I didn't run. I just stood there and let the silence speak. I saw flashes of my past. The boy who was too afraid to raise his hand in class. The young man who let go of dreams because they felt too big. The adult who apologized for existing in every room he entered. I saw all the moments where I chose silence over truth, safety over courage. And I realized something. Fear wasn't my enemy. It was my mirror. It was showing me everything I refused to face. My pain, my doubt, my brokenness. So I spoke again. What do you want from me? And my fear replied softly, to be heard. I sat down on the cold stone ledge of the bridge, my breath clouding the air. The water below shimmered with the reflection of streetlights, moving, changing, never still. And that's when I understood. Fear was never there to stop me. It was there to remind me that I cared, that I still had something worth fighting for. For the first time, I didn't push it away. I didn't hide. I just listened. All my life, I thought fear made me weak. But that night, I learned something no one ever taught me. Fear is not a wall, it's a door. You just have to walk through it. I went home and slept for the first time in weeks. No racing thoughts, no guilt, just a strange, quiet peace, the kind that comes after a storm, when you realize the house is still standing. The next morning I looked in the mirror and saw someone different, not because I had changed overnight, but because, for the first time, I wasn't hiding from myself. Days turned into weeks. I started walking without rushing. I started talking to people without rehearsing. I even smiled. Not the kind of smile that hides, but the kind that breathes. Fear still visits me sometimes. It still whispers, still trembles in the corners of my thoughts. But now, when it comes, I don't run. I sit beside it, pour myself a cup of tea and say, "You again? Come on, tell me what's wrong this time." It sounds funny, doesn't it? Talking to your fear like it's an old friend. But that's exactly what it becomes when you stop fighting it. You start to see it not as an obstacle, but as a teacher. Every fear I've faced has shown me something about myself, what I love, what I want, what I'm willing to lose, and what I refuse to give up. Fear made me human. Fear made me real. And maybe that's what courage really is. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to walk with it. Sometimes I still go back to that bridge. I sit there when the night feels heavy, when life feels uncertain, when the world moves too fast. I sit, close my eyes, and listen. The water below still speaks in its quiet rhythm, soft, endless, forgiving. And in that stillness, I hear my fear again. But now it sounds different, not sharp, not cold, just calm. It says, "You made it." And I whisper back, "We made it." Because the truth is, the man who spoke to his fear learned that peace isn't the end of fear. It's what happens when you stop running from it. And maybe, just maybe, that's where life truly begins.